YNN is an exclusive service of Time Warner Cable. Now, the only 24-hour local news for the Capital Region, only on Time Warner Cable. This is YNN, your midday news now.
Hi, thanks for joining us here on YNN, your news now on this Memorial Day weekend. I'm Solomon Syed.
And I'm Brad Vivak. Well, your top stories are coming right up, but first, here's a check of your forecast.
For this afternoon, periods of rain, breezy, chilly, highs just in the mid-40s. Tonight, rain gradually tapering off overnight. It's going to be breezy, lows in the lower 40s. Your full Weather on the 9's forecast due up in about 10 minutes. Crews resuming the search for the remains of the plane that crashed in Fulton County, killing 3 people. That story topping your news in a minute. That plane going down yesterday in the town of Ephrata on Route 29. Officials say the pilot, who is believed to be dead, is still inside the wreckage. The crash also killing 2 passengers, a husband and wife. We're well into one of the busiest travel weekends of the year, and despite the rainy weather, AAA estimating at least 34.8 million people will travel 50 miles or more away from home this holiday weekend. Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel addresses nearly 1,000 cadets at West Point's commencement ceremony today. Hagel calling on those cadets to become a generation of leaders who will put an end to recent misconduct in the armed forces. And the Dave Matthews Band kicking off the summer concert series at the Saratoga Performing Arts Center. Tonight is the first of 2 shows the band will be playing at SPAC. And that was your news in a minute.
Now back to your top story. Investigators are hoping to bring up the wreckage of a small plane that crashed in Fulton County yesterday. YNN's Karen Terarachi is in Ephrata with the latest. Hi there, Karen.
Hi, Brad. I'm actually standing on Highway 29 right now, right at the entrance of the Royal Mountain campsite. And you can see right across the street from me a fire truck blocking off a side road. We understand from residents that road leads to the Goroka Dam and Reservoir. Now, officials have yet to comment on whether or not they've recovered the remaining pieces of the Piper PA-34 plane that crashed in Fulton County Friday at about 5:10 p.m. We know that 3 people were killed. The bodies of a husband and wife have been recovered, but crews are still hoping to locate the pilot, who is believed to be among the plane wreckage. Now, we also know that they were traveling from Bedford, Massachusetts to Rome, New York, and that this plane was a part of Angel Flight Northeast. It's a not-for-profit organization that arranges free air transportation for patients who need medical care. Now, typically, volunteer pilots will donate their time, their planes, and even their fuel. We do not know if that is the case right now. What we do know is that I'm on standby and I'm awaiting a press conference later on today to bring you more details as to what's going on and what they're searching for there in Goroka Reservoir and Dam. Brad.
All right, Karen, we'll look forward to hearing from you later on throughout the day. That's our Karen Terarachi reporting in Ephrata. Thanks, Karen.
A Warren County man in some big trouble after deputies arrest him for DWI. 23-year-old Alexander J. Dillon of Old Military Road in Lake George was arrested on that same road around 4:30 Saturday morning. Deputies say they initially received a report of someone driving recklessly on the Northway. And by the time they found that car, deputies tell us Dillon was trying to drive down Old Military Road in reverse. Officers say Dillon at one point went off the road and was driving with a broken front tire. Once he was arrested, deputies found Dillon's car was not registered, insured, or inspected. It also had license plates from a different vehicle on it. They also say Dillon's driving privileges had been revoked. He had 20 active suspensions and revocations due to a previous DWI arrest. Deputies say Dillon's blood alcohol content was more than twice the legal limit.
AAA predicts 34.8 million people will travel 50 miles or more away from home this Memorial Day weekend. That's 0.9% fewer people than last year, even though many are traveling farther. It's not the highest number they've seen in years, but still enough congestion for experts to warn people to take it easy on the roadways, especially with weather being a factor this year. Experts suggest watching the forecast and allowing extra time to get to your destination. They also say a little common sense goes a long way.
check your lanes, your side mirrors. Motorcycles are out this weekend. There's a lot of people hitting the road, so any high traffic time you're going to want to drive defensively and make sure you're aware of everything that's going on around you.
Experts say it may sound like common sense, but between bad weather and holiday pressure, people forget to focus on the road. They add defensive driving, not distracted driving, should be the priority.
Gas prices are dropping just in time for any of you who are hitting the road this holiday weekend. AAA reporting prices nationally dropped 1 cent to $3.64 for a gallon of regular unleaded. However, that's still up about 3 cents from last week. Here in New York, prices still well above the national average at $3.75 a gallon.
Here in the capital region, we're seeing gas prices averaging at $3.64 for a gallon of regular unleaded. That's down 1 cent overnight. And people in Pittsfield can expect an average price around $3.53 a gallon. That's also dropping 1 cent overnight. Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel addressing nearly 1,000 cadets before they're officially commissioned as officers in the Army. This, of course, coming just days after a West Point leader is accused of secretly videotaping female cadets. Hagel telling cadets that sexual assault within the military must come to an end. He calls on the graduated to become a generation of leaders who will put an end to the growing problem of misconduct in the armed forces.
Sexual harassment and sexual assault in the military are a profound betrayal. A profound betrayal of sacred oaths and sacred trusts. This scourge must be stamped out. We are all accountable and responsible for ensuring that this happens. We cannot fail the Army or America. We cannot fail each other. And we cannot fail the men and women that we lead.
Hagel's remarks echoing similar comments made by President Obama yesterday at the U.S. Naval Academy commencement. Nearly 1,000 cadets received their diplomas this morning and are now second lieutenants in the Army. Now, the Dave Matthews Band taking over SPAC this weekend, kicking off their Live Nation concert series. Don't worry, you didn't miss anything. This is video from last year's show. SPAC officials reminding concert goers, please adhere to the alcohol restrictions in and around the Saratoga Spa State Park. Also, local authorities will be out on patrol, so watch out for that. Also, a quick reminder, CDTA will be running a new shuttle service between downtown Saratoga Springs and SPAC. The shuttle will run every 15 minutes from 10:45 p.m. until 12:30 a.m. to Congress Park. Folks gearing up for ceremonies to honor those who lost their lives while serving their country. But what about those who serve and honor those vets year-round? Plus, the latest on your forecast.
It's a soggy start to our holiday weekend, but what does the second part of the weekend have in store? I'm meteorologist Matt Vischer. I'll have all the answers coming up with your Weather on the Nines forecast following the break. But first, a check of our live Sky Tracker Doppler radar.
Sky Tracker Doppler Radar is sponsored by Leah Collision Center, where we do it all, including our own car rental department. Check out leahcars.com for more information. Now, your Weather on the Nines from YNN.
Good afternoon, Capital Region. You've tuned in just in time for another weather update. It's approximately 9 minutes past the hour. I'm meteorologist Matt Vischer. Well, certainly dismal conditions out there this afternoon. Not an ideal way to kick off our holiday weekend. Pretty depressing if you ask me. And that rain continues to fall across most of the region. I think I'm in the majority by saying that just want it to be over. Of all weekends for this to happen, this area of low pressure has decided to plant itself off of the coast, and that's helping to bring moisture in off of the Atlantic, lifting it northward, and then bringing it around the back end of the center of circulation. I do have some good news. This storm will gradually pull away throughout the day on Sunday. So the second half of the holiday weekend looking better, with a slow improvement on Sunday, and then certainly by Monday with more in the way of sunshine and warmer temperatures closer to where we should be for this time of the year, averaging in the low 70s. But we have to get through today. That rain will continue to fall, most of us coming in over an inch again by the time today winds down. And temperatures is the other thing, a good 25 to 30 degrees below normal, averaging in the mid-40s for daytime highs, feeling more like March around here. For this afternoon, periods of rain, breezy, chilly, mid-40s. Rain tapers late tonight, breezy, chilly, low 40s. Gradual improvement heading into Sunday. Some morning clouds, chance of a leftover shower, but some sunny breaks, I think, by later in the afternoon. Windy and cool conditions, upper 50s and low 60s. Another check of the forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
As we celebrate Memorial Day weekend, there's also a place where veterans are honored all year long. Our Vince Gallagher has more on that.
I think in the 10 years that I've been here, I probably count on both hands how many times we did not have a burial for a day.
Tucked away in the hills of Saratoga County, this sweeping landscape is the final resting place for thousands of vets and their loved ones.
And we're here not only for the veterans that have passed before us, but we're here for their family members.
Jose Azoya served in the Army for 17 years, but he says he never thought he'd be working in a veteran cemetery.
Found a job that actually go home at the end of the day, and I have a sense of accomplishment and a sense of honor.
Day in and day out, Azoya makes sure the grounds are perfect, just as it should be.
Look at any angle, you'll see that the rows match up and look perfect. It's honorable, and it shows everything that the military is all about. Everything has to be in order, and that's what we try to maintain.
88 acres, Jose and his crew maintain loyally every day.
There won't be one hair out of place, and that's a tribute to the veterans and what they've done for our country, and that's the least that we can do for them. A place for their family to remember their fallen soldier.
Saratoga National Cemetery was dedicated in 1999 and renamed in honor of Congressman Gerald Solomon in 2002. Every year, around 1,500 men and women are buried here. At its capacity, it can be the final resting place for 175,000 people. Maintaining this national landmark is a constant effort.
All the heads turn and keep the grass as pristine as it looks right now.
Which is why the real job here for Jose is his dedication towards veterans and families, including his own.
Someday I'll be here, and my kids, they'll be able to come and visit. So I'm taking care of my second home.
A labor of love and respect every day of the year. In Saratoga, Vince Gallagher, YNN.